Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic week. I hope it's filled with creativity and excitement and all sorts of things. I've been thinking. I don't know why, but this is the way my mind works. Get used to it. You know those old Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner cartoons where Wile E. Coyote is constantly in pursuit of his meal, and he comes up with all these crazy schemes, and no matter what happens, the Roadrunner always seems to escape. And poor Coyote, he just has to deal with the aftermath. Sometimes very self-destructive, but bless him, he's a cartoon character, so nothing is ever permanent. It occurs to me as I continue to do my projects, as I continue to work on things, as I continue to do these videos, I would rather be Wile E. Coyote than the Roadrunner. I mean, no slight on the Roadrunner. He seems very happy. He seems very happy-go-lucky. He's just running down the road all day, having a great day. But I don't know that he's doing anything. I don't know that he's challenging himself in any way. I don't know that his life will ever be more complicated. I mean, he keeps finding free seed to eat every now and again. Although I'm not exactly sure that roadrunners eat a lot of seed. But anyways, that's a different conversation. I really recognize myself in Wile E. Coyote, however. Because here's the thing. He's constantly challenging himself. He's constantly trying to achieve his goal. And in his case, unfortunately, it fails a lot. But despite that, he keeps coming back. He keeps trying to do it a different way. He keeps trying to learn the lessons from previous and apply them anew. I've fortunately had a bit more success than he has, but I'm also not trying to chase a roadrunner and get a meal out of it. He fails spectacularly. And I think that's the thing most of us are afraid of, is failing is bad enough. The idea that we'll fail spectacularly terrifies a lot of people. And yet, that's what we need to do to grow. We go to school, we challenge ourselves to do well on the exams and the assignments and that type of thing. I've got students now who are doing that with me, and I'm finishing up one class that I'm the student, and I'm willing to get up there and look like an idiot. As you figured out, that's not really that far a stretch for me. But we try things, and sometimes they don't go well, and we try them again. We try to fix things. Or we quit, and that's always on the table. You don't have to keep doing things. But that's the joy in life, for me at least, is the idea that I might fail. And if I'm going to fail, I want to fail spectacularly. I want to run into that wall where I've painted a tunnel that doesn't exist. I want to run off that cliff, typically metaphorically, to see if I can defy gravity. Because if you think about it, that's the thing about Wile E. Coyote, is in all those cartoons, he runs off, he blasts off the top of the cliff. And he keeps going, he keeps moving until he suddenly realizes what he's doing, what he's accomplishing. And the fear takes over because the rational mind says this is impossible. And it's only when that happens, I think it's an incredible metaphor, it's only when the rational, fearful mind kicks in that he actually plummets. Think about that. How often have you been in the middle of doing something only to suddenly realize you're doing it and have that realization stop you from doing it? When children ride bikes or learn how to ride bikes, often they are fine until someone says, "You're doing it!" And then they get self-conscious and off they go. Right? It's amazing what we accomplish until we recognize that we're accomplishing it. We have this insane capacity within ourselves to achieve. But our rational mind, our fears, the fear of failing, the fear of being seen to be a failure, the failure of what will people think if I'm doing something. A friend of mine had trouble with the concept of fear of success. Forget fear of failure, fear of success. She didn't understand it, intuitively didn't understand it. And so we talked about it, and it became this idea that in achieving something, it changes, it can change how we see it, how we view it. Either it becomes a responsibility, and I've talked about that in previous videos, or there are going to be people in our social circles, in our communities, who are going to see our success as a threat to their lack of doing, or whatever, or their failure at it, whatever. And because we are social creatures, we fear that. We fear that people will look down on us for striving, for achieving, because success does not guarantee accolades, right? Not everybody's happy when you succeed, which is sad. But you know what? That ideally doesn't impact you, because the reality is you're succeeding on your own merits, on your own skills, on your own spectacular failures of the past. And that's a brilliant thing. And you know, the people that can't be happy for you, the people that can't support you, that's on them. That's not on you. You know, I'm not going to be Pollyanna about it and say that it has no impact whatsoever on you. Because sometimes those people are your superiors at work, they may be your instructors, they may be just people in your family, people who you depend on for other aspects of life, and where that makes it awkward, and you have to make an adjustment. But you're striving for something. My striving for something. Not to put this just on you. My striving for something. My trying to achieve something. My failing, my stumbling, my tripping over myself, my running off a cliff, and this time tweaking that I'm not supposed to be doing that and following the laws of gravity. That's all part of the process. That's my development. That's where I'm going. That's how I'm moving forward. That's how I'm evolving as a person and challenging myself to tasks I've never done before. I teach a lot of classes. This video is not going to turn into a sales pitch for any of them, but you are welcome to reach out to me to talk to me about them. It's just to say, the next time you watch a Wile E, Coyote, and Roadrunner cartoon, and if you haven't in a while, go watch it again. Think about Coyote. Think about his inherent bravery. Think about his ingenuity. There's a reason he's called Wile E. Think about the energy he's putting out there to accomplish something. We may not want the Roadrunner to be turned into lunch, but at the same time, you got to respect the Coyote. He's doing things. He's trying things. He's willing to not specifically accept failure, but acknowledge failure as part of a step towards something, and evolving and constantly changing and trying new things. And I think that's what most of us need to do. If you're going to live a creative life, you're going to fail. And that's great. If you're going to follow your passions, you're going to fail. And that's brilliant. And if you got to fail spectacularly. Run into that wall. Full speed. Try not to hurt yourself. And know that you can just get up and try a version, a new twist on what didn't work before to apply to the next thing. I will be here cheering you on as you do that. Others will be here cheering you on, because you're going to achieve things that, if you don't do this, might never happen. It's brilliant. So run into that wall. Step off that metaphorical cliff and defy gravity. And know that you can. So that this rational mind doesn't say, but gravity says. Because gravity doesn't have to say. Gravity doesn't have to be a factor. I've achieved amazing things in my life. Not huge, but amazing. Wonderful. I'm going to be doing it at a showcase. I'm loving life. I'm loving life like the Roadrunner seems to be, but using Wile E. Coyote's approach. So go out there, be brilliant, fail spectacularly. I will cheer you, others will cheer you, and we'll be there to help you get back on your feet when you do. Have a wonderful week, my friends. Let me know. Comment, wherever the comments are. Comment. Let me know what's going on. I look forward to hearing from you. Take care.